Hello to you. You are live on Zimbo Tv Gh News. I am Peter Nate Agboyoma, and to our headlines. Nyarko Ampem says government needs 12 billion cedis to employ 145,000 health and educational professionals. Also, BOG to inject 1.15 billion US dollars into the forex market to stabilize the cedi. And on education, Haruna Iddrisu slams GNAT President for advising teachers to pursue female colleagues. Still to come, Sam George and Dafeamekpor advocate increase in army recruitment age. And on the economy, World Bank upgrades Ghana's 2025 growth forecast to 4.3%. Let's settle for our details now. The Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyarko Ampem, has disclosed that Ghana is facing a severe backlog of unemployment professionals in health and educational sector, a situation that continues to strain the national budget. Speaking on the City Breakfast Shows on Wednesday, 8th October 2025, Mr. Ampem revealed that since 2019, the country has accumulated a backlog of 74,000 health professionals and 71,000 educational professionals who are yet to be recruited into the public sector. He explained that every year from 2010 to date, about 26,000 professionals are trained, and out of that, only about 13,000 are recruited annually. Since 2019 to date, we have had a backlog of about 74,000 unemployed health professionals who are waiting to be recruited. He further noted that the educational sector faces similar challenges, with colleges of education and university producing roughly 35,000 to 81,000 graduates annually, yet only a portion of them found employment. Mr. Ampem stated that the government is aware of the gravity of the situation, but emphasized that absorbing all these professionals into the payroll will require significant resources. He noted that 74,000 health professionals on the payroll will need an additional 6 billion annually to absorb them, and also another 6 billion cedis for the educational sector. This is just for the backlog of professionals who have not been employed. He also acknowledged the plight of over 12,000 workers who has been employed but remained unpaid, saying the government is taking steps to resolve the issue. Let's still stay on employment and east matters arising, where the Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, Abdul Rashid Pelpuo, has blamed the previous administration for the ongoing delays affecting thousands of nurses, teachers, and junior doctors' salaries, stating that the situation is a result of poor recruitment practices and fiscal indiscipline under the elsewhere Akufo-Addo regime. His comments comes in response to recent street protests by the frustrated health and education workers who says they have worked for up to 10 months without pay. Speaking on the City Breakfast Shows on Wednesday, 8th October 2025, Dr. Pelpuo described the development as unfair, but stressed that the problem was inherited from the Akufo-Addo government. According to the minister, the former government recruited over 12,000 people into the public sector after losing the 2024 general elections, even without a financial provision to pay. Dr. Pelpuo revealed that the 3-month budget handed over to Mahama administration also excluded provisions to cater for the unpaid workers, compounding the financial strain on the current government. Despite these challenges, he assured that the government was committed to resolving the issue. Let's now go to Bank of Ghana, where they have been planning to inject an amount of 1.15 billion US dollars into our forex market to stabilize the cedi. The Bank of Ghana will, in October 2025, begin forex exchange intermediation under its domestic gold purchase program, with plans to sell up to 1.15 billion US dollars to the market. According to the central bank, the sale will be conducted on a stop basis through twice weekly price competitive auctions open to all licensed banks. Speaking at a meeting with heads of commercial banks in Accra, Governor of the bank, Dr. Johnson Esiema, stressed that there will be no special condition or unmarked allocation, ensuring fair and transparent access for all market participants. The initiative aims to deepen the interbank FX market, improved price discovery, and stabilize the cedi. Monthly auctions volume may be adjusted based on market development, but the BOG said its overreaching goal remains to enhance transparency and reduce volatility in the forex market. Beyond the forex exchange management, the central bank is urging commercial banks to expand support for small and medium enterprises (SMEs) and agro businesses, which are crucial to economic growth. The BOG also encouraged banks to develop export-oriented financial products, use local insurance companies for import coverage to retain forests within the country, and consider public listening to strengthen capital and promote transparency. The domestic gold purchase program, launched to use locally mined gold to build reserve, is part of the BOG's broader strategy to reduce resilience on foreign currency and support long-term exchange rate stability. Now let's take you to the Inspector General of Police, where he has been served with a petition from the MCUG. The MCUG has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete, raising concern about what they describe as restrictive police operations targeting motorcyclists, particularly the couriers, in various parts of the country. In a letter signed by the General Secretary, Abugri Timothy Agangri, the union said whilst it appreciates the end of maintaining law and order, the current measures, including frequent roadblocks and stops, are creating undue delays and negatively impacting their operations. The group stressed that its members play a crucial role in delivering goods and services across cities and contribute significantly to the local economy. However, they claim that many riders have reported cases of harassment and extortion by the police officers. The union is therefore requesting the police administration to review operational guidelines to ensure fairness and avoid undue targeting of motorcyclists, establishing a clear communication channel for reporting police misconduct, and educating officers on the role of motorcycle carriers in the economy and the need for a balanced law enforcement. Let's read out what they have been petitioning the IGP for. In the memo or in the petition signed by the General Secretary of the MCUG, Abugri Timothy Agangri, they are kindly requesting the following. 1. Review the operational guidelines to ensure they are fair and do not unduly target motorcyclists. 2. Provide clear communication channels for our members to report any misconduct by the police officers. 3. Implement measures to educate police officers about the role of motor carriers in the economy and the need for a balanced approach for enforcement. The letter concluded saying that we appreciate your attention to this matter and look forward to a round-table meeting for us to elaborate the points made and a collaborative solution that balances law enforcement with the need of our industry. Let's now take you to the educational sector, where the Minister for Education, Haruna Iddrisu, has been speaking. Haruna Iddrisu has condemned comments made by the President of Ghana National Association of Teachers, GNAT President, Reverend Isaac Owusu, who advised male teachers to avoid sexual relationship with students and instead pursue female colleagues. Speaking at commissioning of Dr. Leonard Kaleji's Center of Excellence of Artificial Intelligence Education at Anglogan on Tuesday, October 7, 2025, Mr. Iddrisu described the remarks as inappropriate and tantamount to sexual harassment. The minister reaffirmed his ministry's commitment to enforcing discipline and professionalism across the educational sector, warning that any teacher found engaging in misconduct will face strict action. The education think tank has also been speaking about the misconduct, where EduWatch has condemned the alleged sexual misconduct by the assistant headmaster of KNUST Senior High School involving a female student. In a statement issued on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, EduWatch described the act as reprehensible, stressing that it undermines the sanctity of school environment and threatens the safety and dignity of learners, particularly girls. EduWatch commended the Ghana Education Service (GES) for swiftly removing the officer from office and barring him from the school premises pending investigation. It further urged the GES headquarters and the Ashanti Regional Directorate to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation, not only into the incident, but also into the wider nature of relationship between male staff and female students at schools. The group further called on the National Teaching Council to permanently revoke the teaching licenses of the officer if found culpable, arguing that his continued presence in the profession poses a grave risk to the safety of girls. EduWatch reaffirmed its commitment to promoting accountability in Ghana's education system to curb sexual violence in school. It also calls on the Ministry of Education and the GES to intensify the enforcement of safeguarding policies to ensure that all learners have access to a safety learning environment. Let's now take you to the recent recruitment by the Ghana Armed Forces, where they'll be recruiting barely 12,000 Ghanaians into the service for a period of 3 years. The Minister for Communication, Digital Innovation and Technology, Sam Gh, has called for a review of the maximum age of enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces, arguing that the current limit unfairly disqualify capable and physically fit individuals in their 30s. His remarks come in the wake of the ongoing Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise, which has generated debate over the eligibility criteria, particularly age restriction. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday, October 8, 2025, Mr. Gh said Ghana must modernize its enlistment policies to reflect changing times and opportunities for citizens eager to serve. In addition to his voice to the conversation, Majority Whip and MP for Savdai, Nelson Dafeamekpor, also took to X to support the call. He revealed that many party supporters had raised concern about the current age limit and shared comparative data showing that several countries, including Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Nigeria, as even the United States, allows enlistment well into one's 30s or beyond. Here is what Sam Gh posted on his X, formerly Twitter. I honestly believe it is time for our beloved nation to re-examine the maximum age for enlistment into our military services. There are people in their 30s who are physically fit and sound enough to save their nation. We must not deny them this opportunity simply because of their age. There is precedent across the world. I believe an upper limit of 35 years will serve our young people better. Let's nurture their dreams and not to kill it for God and country. Here is what Nelson Dafeamekpor Esquire has also said on his X, formerly Twitter handle. I have had many calls from our party foot soldiers regarding the army recruitment and mass aid for prospective applicants. They aren't happy, so I decided to look at some countries and their set standard in the matter. These are my findings, including Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Nigeria, and United States. They have their enlistment well after 30s and beyond. Let's now conclude with this on the world market, where the World Bank has been talking about projection of the Ghana economic growth for the year 2025, and that will bring us to the end of our broadcasting of the news on Zimbo TV Gh here in our studio at Dabala Junction. The World Bank has revised Ghana's 2025 economic growth forecast upward to 4.3% from its earlier projection of 3.9%, signaling renewed optimism about the country's recovery trajectory. The update was contained in the October 2025 edition of Africa's Pulse report released by the bank in Washington, D.C. The revised forecast is slightly below the 4.4% growth rate set by the government of Ghana in the 2025 budget. Ghana's economy expanded by 6.3% in the second quarter of 2025, powered largely by services sector. The World Bank projects growth a positive medium outlook across Sub-Saharan Africa up from 3.5% last year. The bank recovery in investment despite the number of African countries from 20 in October 2010. However, the report cautions that downside including trade policy and sensitivity, weak investor sentiment, and shrinking access to external financial aid. The World Bank expects Ghana's inflation to grow at 2025 at 6.4%. That contrasts with the official rate of 9.4% in September 2025, now 1.5% a year. The bank forecasts the country's recent continue dropping to 9.4%. The Bank of Ghana, its latest monetary policy report, also reassessed expectations for inflation to a single-digit rate by the end of 2025. This brings us to our end of 13 here in our studios at Zimbo TV Gh at Dabala Junction. My name is Peter.